I am so tired. I feel like I did so much because I've just been walking all day and all this bullshit. Hold on, let me put my sub in the oven though, because once I'm done with this, I'm eating my sub. Murder, bloody murder, murder. Uh, uh, uh. It's getting real tiring right now. I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. I'm getting so tired. Murder, bloody murder, murder, bloody murder. All right. We're ending this with a couple of talking points with some hip hop, y'all. So Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda, they have their podcast and they're talking about how Eminem, Dr. Dre, and 50 Cent took over rap. Now they had the meanest, they were like the Avengers of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? For a good like 6 years. You know what I'm saying? 6, 7 years. And like that's not even to include the G Unit run that they had in there, the D12 run that they had in there. Like, you couldn't not go anywhere in hip hop and not see them together, especially when like the um the Ja Rule beef started peaking up, the Benzino beef was heating up. There was a lot of things that was going on within the camps and battle wise and record sales. Like they were dominating, man. They were definitely dominating from the video games to the clothing, you know what I mean, to the concerts, Up in Smoke. I mean? There was just so much that they were doing. Like, I think people forget how crazy that run was. It wasn't a decade or nothing, but it was a good 5 to 6 year run, which I think for the most part, when artists and stuff be peaking and like going off, it's usually within that 5 year range. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, it's like you've been validated within the greatness of great. You know what I mean? So we're gonna tap in and see what they're talking about here. You know what I'm saying? Because I was very curious to see what this conversation was going to be about. So
Those were the days.
Those were the days,
Yeah.
man.
I'm gonna give my little opinion on this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give our commentary on this. So like the video, hype the video, subscribe for vibes, not validation, and come through for the conversation. Have a good one, Crow. I appreciate you sliding through. You are loved. You are greatly appreciated as always. You know we love you over here. Mad hugs and kisses from the Bean Town. You have a great night. I got to do the same thing once I get out of here too. So we're here. The frame. I'm assuming frame means body. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming the frame means body because I gotta watch my body too. But here we go. Let's see what they're talking about.
And Shady Aftermath, people don't, you know, they don't know how it feels to be like in the studio with greats like Eminem, Dr. Dre, and being around guys like you. Like,
Perfection.
how did you meet Eminem?
I met Eminem through Proof.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I was in law school in Detroit, I went to University of Detroit Law School.
Well, I feel like Paul lost mad weight too. Like I ain't seen Paul Rosenberg in a long time. I feel like Paul used to be a little bit more heavy set. Paul looked different.
I used to go to the hip hop shop on Saturdays, and it was Maurice Malone's store. You know, Maurice Malone jeans, and so he had his store, and they used to clear out all the clothing racks on Saturdays, and they used to have open mics and MC battles. And Proof was the manager of the store, if you can believe that.
Wow.
He managed the store, and he also
Was that Clue? Was that DJ Clue? 'Cause I'm a little mad at DJ Clue right now too, because Clue was talking about like how hip hop ain't been the same without Drake and stuff like this, and I'm sick of all y'all saying this. By the way, I'm really sick of y'all saying that hip hop ain't the same without Drake. Like, there's plenty of other music out there. Y'all just ain't trying to push it. Y'all ain't trying to promote it. Like, we're just acting like Drake was like is the end all be all to hip hop, and I'm not feeling it. I'm just gonna say that right now, DJ Clue. Not feeling it, DJ Clue. When I heard you say that, I said, shit.
Manager of the store, if you can believe that.
Wow.
He managed the store, and he also would host the battles. So one Saturday, he pulled me aside and he said, "Yo, I want you to stay after. I got a kid I want you to meet. I want you to hear him rap." And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." And he was like, "He's a white boy." Right? So because
Wow.
That would be some. That's proof right there. If you like just watch Proof mannerism things, you can tell that was definitely like some Proof shit. Like that's definitely some Proof shit. I'm dead. Like I don't know them obviously, but you watch enough to be like, yeah, that's not that Proof. That nigga's white, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I used to rap.
I've watched a lot of interviews and stuff with Proof and shit. That's why I'm saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Proof knew me as a rapper, so that's why he was.
Hold on. What was the rap name, Paul?
When Paul Rosenberg was a rapper, the more you learn, the more you fucking learn. Drop a bomb for that, though. Drop a bomb for that.
Rap name.
Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan.
Paul Rosenberg's name was Paul Bunyan. That's hilarious.
So he was giving me the business as another white rapper. Like,
Wow.
I got a white rapper. So I was like, cool. Happy to meet him. And at the time, like, I was supposed to be the guy who was going to be the music lawyer for the hip hop artists in Detroit, right? So I was, knew Proof and knew JD. What everybody knows him as Jay Dilla, right?
Right, Jay Dilla.
And Slum Village and all those guys. So I stayed after. Proof cleared everybody out, and this kid walks in, and at the time he had like a really, really low cut. He was wearing a white sweatsuit, kind of looked like
Typical M-fit.
a little schleppy, a little scrubby. And I was like, all right. And he goes, Proof was like, yo, throw on an instrumental. So he rapped, and he was good. The heavens didn't part and the sun didn't shine down and think it was like the next.
So you wasn't that impressed at first.
I thought he was good.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I thought he was good. I thought he was good to really good.
All right.
Did I?
Wow. Eminem was just the eye back then. That's great. But what's funny though is like whatever time this was, I feel like this is probably like that Infinite, around that time where the flow was probably a little different. Maybe this is probably like a little bit after the Rap Olympics and shit like that. Because Eminem did rhyme a little bit different back then. Like the M we know today definitely wasn't the M back then. He got more polished and shit. Probably like that I don't give a fuck time. I'm really curious to know like what that rap sounded like now too. That's funny. He said he was alright. He was alright.
I think he was the best thing I know.
Gotcha.
He wasn't there yet.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
Right.
So
just said that.
little time went on, and I used to come back every Saturday, and one Saturday he was there again, and he was selling an album on cassette.
Is
right?
it Infinite or I just don't give a
for
fuck?
$6, and it was the Infinite album.
Wow.
Okay.
His first album.
Okay.
So I bought it from him for $6, and
Question
again,
answered.
Good, really good. Definitely a lot of potential, but it was.
I thought Infinite was probably the best song on that. And then what's that song? We only came here to do this tonight. I like that song as well too. There was a couple of good songs that are like Jealousy Woes. Because he had a different style. Like Infinite was a different style compared to like Slim Shady EP. Slim Shady EP is where he had that like, I'm Slim Shady, brain dead like Jim Brady, I'm Manny, you little like that Cam Lady. Like that was a little bit different.
Wasn't there yet,
Mm.
right? So I graduated law school, moved to New York. And
I kind of like Yayo's hat too, Passport Gang, and then the Real Report for their brand. That's dope. Branding, bro. Branding. It really matters.
I stayed in touch with everybody. And in like, I think it was probably early 97, I was talking to who used to be my old DJ. That was the same DJ that was spinning the records at the hip hop shop, DJ Head. Not the same DJ Head. That
I was about to say
everybody knows
DJ
from
Head.
LA.
I'm like,
No,
damn.
DJ Head.
Right.
I was about to say, damn, he been around like that.
And he said, you have to check out the new stuff that Eminem's doing. And I was like, great, but I don't know how to get in touch with him. So he passed me his number. And I called him up and I said, hey, do you remember me? And he said, yeah, of course. I said, can you send me the new stuff you're working on? Yeah, I'll send it to you. Cool. So he mailed it to me. Remember, there's no MP3s.
95.
No
This is like 94, 95,
there was email,
right.
but you weren't sending files.
You were sending
right?
files.
Yeah.
Facts.
So he sends me this cassette, and on it was like, just don't give a fuck. No one's iller, a record.
See, listen, I know I be knowing my Eminem lore, dog. I know my Eminem lore. Yo, subscribe for the vibes, not validation over here, dog. Let's drop a bomb for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm Slim Shady, brain dead like Jim Rainey.
They're called Slim Shady and Just the Two of Us.
Oh shit, you heard the Just the Two of Us? Oh, that probably like validated. If you heard Just the Two of Us, that validates a lot of things. Come on, hey, we're going to the beach. Grab a couple of toys and let that ass up you in the car seat.
Version of it. So it was like the bare bones of what became the Slim Shady EP.
Wow.
Yo, I be knowing
so
shit.
Then I was like, okay.
I'm like, there's a timeline. There's a timeline.
He's got it because he figured out his voice. He figured out his style. He became unique. He wasn't trying to sound like other people at
like
that point.
AZ and them, because he was definitely trying to sound like AZ and like a couple of people that he was inspired by. And it works, but it didn't work because it was too generic. You know what I'm saying? And they had to get dark, and then they had to get a little bit nasally and shit. Yeah, he found it. That's crazy that was the development early on too. That's fucking nuts.
Right. So he had come into his own. So that's the beginning of the story.
Wow. That's a hell of a story. We got DJ Who Kid, one of the biggest DJs in the world, mixtape DJs. Our DJ, my guy. What do you feel about the mixtape era versus the streaming era right now? What do you like better? And what
I'll take mixtape era all day. I'll take the mixtape era all day
because ever since I see a lot of rappers are using my drops.
they're using your drops.
Me, Clue. I just did something with
because they want that energy, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you hear that, Who Kid, when you hear that shit changes everything, B.
It's kind of like the G-Unit thing.
Or DJ K Slater, Drama King. Well, y'all know what it is. Word. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we need those. We need those back. Or DJ the Funk Drama. Yeah, bring them back. Drop a bomb for all that, man. That's what always brought the energy to the music. You know what I'm saying? Just hearing those drops. So I'm glad. Definitely glad. Shout out to that shirt too, by the way.
This is like something that they just like people grow with that. Like it's kind of like
it's a staple.
Wu-Tang was my energy to grow to who I am, but to these young kids out here, they listen to our mixtapes, which freaking changed their lives. Like people were sold tapes to pay bills. Like I never saw people. There's so many different stories of survival, depression. Some guy didn't commit suicide because of the music. Like you get all these. I'm sure you get that a lot with Eminem also.
Oh yeah.
Like it shows how powerful. Like there's a difference between music and a movement.
Yes.
Where it's like global.
Yes.
And like he said, there was no
internet.
It
was global.
Like for us to be global with no social media, no real YouTube, like
off of mixtapes.
That's crazy.
Straight up.
Back then it was like what Biggie, Tupac.
But I will say though, they'll probably bring it up, but you gotta account for BET, MTV. You know what I'm saying? You gotta thank those syndicated like TV stations that were pumping music videos, because the music videos was a big part of the art as well too. Then you gotta thank Rap City Basement. They was killing Rap City Basement all the time. Slim Shady was on that. There was a lot of things that were within that time period that helped blow up and put them on a different status as well too. So yeah, it was pre-internet, but let's not act like MTV wasn't like the takeover of hip hop music, or BET wasn't the thing. And this is before like the BET Awards, like Rap City Basements and shit. And I'm forgetting the other one. Rap City Basement. What's Big Tigger shit? Or is that Rap City Basement? Or am I bugging? See, it's been so long, but like there was a lot of stuff that was on BET that G-Unit and every rapper used to pull up on. But if we were talking about G-Unit and shit like that, it was the BET channel. But Eminem took over MTV though too. Like that was a big thing as well too.
That was global, and then 50 came out with this amazing story that got us to this guy. Like what was the system when 50 Cent's The Future was it Sotomayor got the tape and then gave it to y'all?
Yeah, so Theo was representing him, and he was like, you need to check this out, and I was blown away by it. That was like right out of the gate.
You heard the tape before Eminem heard it?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
then I passed it to Marshall, and at the time he was working on his album, plus we were doing 8 Mile, right?
Wow.
So he had a lot going on, but
busy.
got him to focus on it, and he was like, yo,
This
I
is
really
dope.
like this. And he was like, I don't know, do you think we could do this on our own? And at the time, I think we just had D12 and maybe Obi signed to the label. And,
Obi Trice.
We just thought because of the help we would need on production and sort of the base of credibility that it would add to bring it to Dre.
Got you.
Wow.
So we brought it to Dre, and he was like, okay, let's, we got to meet him. Right? So we were doing the release party for Marshall's album, and we flew him out there to LA, 50.
Right.
And I remember we were in the studio, and we were actually doing, I think, some of the mix downs for the film, like the
8-man film.
Yeah, on the big sound stage. And he came by, Dre came by, and 50's talked about it. He saw Dre's Ferrari and got super inspired.
That's crazy.
Ferrari at 50.
Yeah. So we met with him and just sort of hit it off and did the deal.
So Will.I.am the other day, he was like, I think when he first met Jimmy, he was like, maybe one day you'll be one of these artists. So he compared Eminem as the guy that keeps the building on. But when you found 50 Cent, was that like another like jackpot hit?
It was lightning
insane, right?
striking twice
in a bottle.
And that doesn't happen. But it happened. Lightning struck twice in the same place. I mean,
big facts.
There was a moment where, I'll say it, 50 was bigger than Marshall was.
Wow.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
And we were thrilled because
I feel like once that Wanksta shit hit the scene, because that was like a part of vernacular, like hip hop vernacular for a while too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like once obviously we had Stan in there and shit, but Wanksta was a part of hip hop vernacular, dog. Like that Wanksta drop was crazy. And that was honestly not one of my favorite songs, but I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I liked In the Club better because he had two. That's what's funny. 50 had two of those joints. In the Club, which is the new My Birthday song, you know what I'm saying, which was crazy, global impact. But then that Wanksta, I think the Wanksta is what really put him over the edge too. And then just obviously beefing with Ja Rule, who was hot at the time. But now you clicked up with Eminem. Then you got the powerful producer at the time who ran a whole decade and now is transferring into the 2000s with Eminem and now 50 Cent. Yeah, they were the powerhouse, the Avengers, bro.
50 was our artist, us and Dre.
Of course.
But that kind of success and that level of popularity and sort of worldwide notoriety doesn't happen twice in the same place.
Right.
How did you and M hook up with Dre? How did that connection first start?
Yeah, so Marshall was out in LA doing something called the Rap Olympics. And it was a rap battle put together by Wendy.
Don't forget to subscribe for the vibes, not validation over here. I just screamed this about 7 minutes ago. You know what I'm saying? I screamed this about 7 minutes ago. I'm like, there's that timeline. Because if you know the story, this is really nothing new, but you get a little bit of extra stuff that you might have not heard. Like I didn't know Paul was Paul Bunyan. You know what I'm saying? There were certain things that I'm like, oh, that was happening. That's crazy. But the rest I'm pretty familiar with. Listen, we talk hip hop over here, baby.
Day from the Rap Coalition.
Okay.
And this was in 97.
96, 97.
And they were putting teams together, and Wendy had her Rap Olympics team, and they were going to battle in, different teams, which is why they called it the Olympics. But then there was also an individual battle, and Marshall entered the individual battle. He got up all the way to the finals, and he lost to a dude from LA named Otherwise, and he sort of was, a hometown favorite, and Marshall choked a little bit. This is all really well documented.
Okay.
So afterwards, he was really depressed because the grand prize of the battle was like a Rolex and $500, which at the time
it was a lot for him.
He was being evicted. He didn't have two nickels to rub together.
Got you.
And that would have changed things for him. So he was upset. He was at the bar. I was with him, and these dudes came up and they were like, "Yo, do you have any music? We really like what you were doing up there." And so he had a promo copy of the Slim Shady EP, and he gave each one of them a copy, two different guys. One of the guys, his name's Dean Geislinger. He worked in Jimmy's office. He was one of his assistants. And then another guy worked in Tom Wally's office, and his name was Evan Bogart. So I stayed in touch with those guys. I got their number. And as things started to continue to develop and Marshall's buzz grew, we put together a trip for him to come out to LA to meet with labels. And I may have gassed the story up a little bit right? And I said, yeah, you know, Marshall's going out. We're about to close a deal with whoever, Sony. I can't remember what I said. If you guys want to take a meeting, you know, it's going to be your last opportunity. So,
hey, you
Dean,
sell it. You got to sell it.
And Evan finally had the courage to bring Marshall's music to their bosses, and you know, Dean brought it to Jimmy, and he said, you know, there's this kid. I've been checking him out. I've been following him. I really think you should check it out. They have a deal on the table, which we didn't, but
good one. Oh man, it worked out. Look, it worked out. It worked out, Paul.
So,
it worked out.
So Jimmy brought the cassette with him home, and he used to listen to music in his gym when he was working out. And Dre was over there one weekend, and he was going through, you know, his bag of tapes, and he saw Eminem's, and he was like, "Who's this?" And Jimmy said, "Oh, you know, it's this kid. One of the guys gave to me. You should check it out." So Dre takes the tape home, listens to it, realizes that he was familiar with it because he heard Marshall when he was in town doing the Rap Olympics, rhyming on the Wake Up Show.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Didn't know who he was, didn't know he was white, but thought he was good.
Look at that.
Heard the tape and he was like, "Oh shit, this is the guy I heard on the radio." So he went back
Put
to
two and
Jimmy
two
and he
together.
said, "Bring him out here. I like this kid."
Look at that.
Look
And
at
that was
God
it.
working. Man, listen, that was fire as hell, man. I love just hearing, you know, backstories and lore from the people that lived it. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you can put everything together and be completely into it and just learn on your own. But then, like, when you hear them talk about it in this actual factual, you're like, yo, this is fire. Like, Eminem's story is an amazing story. But I'm surprised they didn't get into, you know, the double XL. I'm pretty sure there's more of this, but I'm surprised that they didn't elaborate more when they started becoming the superpower. Like, I think the thing that validated how they were was that double XL magazine cover. Once that double XL magazine cover hit, that lets you know who they was, what they were was really on. It was 50, Dre, and M, and I think 50 was in the middle like this, and then you had M and Dre like on the left and the right, just standing there. And it was like a powerful picture, dog. Like, honestly, I miss magazines when they used to do that, man, because that was one of the dopest magazine covers, dog. Like, for me, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously I was a fan, but there was a lot of dope ass magazine covers from Double XL, Vibe magazine, the Source magazine. There was so many dope ass covers, man. We need to bring back magazine covers, dog. Like, real talk. But that was fire, man. They definitely ran it for like 5-6 years. I was wishing to hear a little bit more, but I feel like I covered it a little bit too. So that gives us something to talk about in the comments. You feel me? But let me know how y'all feel about this, and if I missed anything, or if you want to chat about it in the comments, man. Let's chat about this, man. We out of here. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, man. Drop a bomb.